Lucas Giolito Day. It's one of our favorite days on this show where we get to break down Lucas Giolito's start. I see Sean's shaking his head already. Lucas Giolito goes 5 innings today. We'll get to the offense in a second. He had plenty of run support. But, Sean, let's just start this show out talking about Lucas Giolito on the mound today for your Chicago White Sox.
I can't say that he pitched poorly, right? Because, numbers don't lie in a sense. But when you're supposed to be – he's not the ace anymore. Let's say you're supposed to be the number 2, right? He's supposed to be the number 2 on this rotation. Wants to be paid like an ace. When you're facing the Texas Rangers and you're at 70-plus pitches after 3 innings, that's unacceptable. That's unacceptable. And I know, I'm trying not to shit on him here because he had a good outing. And the Sox won 8-2, and people look at that and be like, why is this guy crapping on Lucas Giolito? Well, I crap on him because of the fact that you're supposed to be the guy, right? When you're at 73 pitches at the third, you're hurting your team here in a sense. Now, granted, the bullpen came in and you have guys like Jimmy Lambert and all that are rolling right now. But Tony and I said this before we went on, and I don't know if you want to dive into it right now, but I think you know where I'm going with this.
I know where you're going.
Do I got the green light here?
Yeah, green light. Let's go. Let's hear it. Hot, spicy meatball cakes. 5 minutes into the show. Let's hear it.
If the Sox were to make the playoffs today, let's just say divisional round, right? You're in the divisional round, best of 5. I don't think Lucas Giolito's on my playoff roster.
You're giving him the Dallas Keuchel treatment.
You can't have
You're
Tony
giving him the Dallas Keuchel treatment right here, Sean. This is spicy. This is spicy.
Cease is starting game 1. Cease is starting game 1.
Let's hear it. What's your plan?
Cueto's going to be game 2. Then it's a toss-up for game 3. You could go Lynn, right? You could go Giolito. Who would you rather have in that? Sox and say he's a 5th starter right now. I 100% agree. 5th starters usually don't make the divisional round for roster purposes, right? And we talked about Michael Kopech. Well, Michael Kopech's going to be on the team because you can put him if one of your starters goes 3 innings with 74 pitches, you can put Michael Kopech in to try and carry 2 or 3 innings. And you also have Ronaldo Lopez. I don't know if I'm putting Lucas Giolito on this play. It's a toss-up between him and Lance Lynn.
I would say that the body of work right now for Lucas Giolito all around this year, and this is just me right now, and I'm a big Lance Lynn guy. You know me, Fear the Beard.
And so am I. I love Lance Lynn.
Love Lance Lynn. But if Lance Lynn returns to form, Sean, I think you're right. I think you're absolutely correct.
And I want people to take an honest look at this. Take an honest look at this, and if this team somehow wins the division and gets past the wild card round, because it's probably what's going to have to happen, and gets into that divisional round, take an honest look at this and look yourself in the mirror and go, Lucas Giolito, does he deserve to be on this playoff roster? Not deserves, but what value does he give you on the playoff roster today? Now, he can go on a stretch here, Tony, to end the season in the next 2 months where he's lights out and he's going 6-7 innings, and that could change everything. But as we sit here today on August 7th, would you have Lucas Giolito on your playoff roster? And people need to be honest with themselves.
No, I don't.
I wouldn't. I would not. And the fact that he wouldn't be on your playoff roster is a huge bleeping problem.
Oh, we could swear here, Sean. We're not on the radio.
No, I know. I was doing my hawk right there.
There you
go. You know, that's a huge issue.
It is a huge issue. This is a guy that wanted to, you got commercials about how he was the worst pitcher in baseball, and then comes back, he's the best pitcher, up and down. It's a roller coaster with. And
I've been on this train for this entire season, Tony, with Lucas, where I'm tired of the antics. I'm tired of the pouting on the mound. I'm tired of Ethan Katz having to come out and hold his hand. That's not what an ace is. I'm personally ready to move on. But if he's on this team, he needs to perform a hell of a lot better than what he put out there today. And I know you can say
it's a sad thing, Sean. is that Dylan Cease is going to pitch himself off this roster. This is what I fear. And then Lucas Giolito gets the extension. And, we've got to deal with that over and over again.
Worst thing that happened.
We're way down the path here, but
yeah, I know. And it's again, like he could go on a run the next 2 months, and I look like a damn moron. But
hey, guess what? Sometimes you need to give some tough love. I mean, our guy Steve has told me I've got to give some tough love to Gavin Sheets, and I've done that. And it's time. Maybe you need to start speaking to Lucas Giolito more, Sean.
As we sit here today, I can't have Lucas Giolito on my playoff roster. He brings no value. Pitching 3 innings at 73 pitches doesn't do anything in a best-of-5 series besides hurt your bullpen. And maybe you have him on the roster, but I don't. It'd be a tough conversation to have. So
you're fed up, and that's fine. I get it. The only thing that I have to say here is I feel like Lance Lynn's kind of take his last start as a step in the right direction. Lance Lynn is the other guy who's in that spot right now when you look at the overall body of work, and then you have to look at the innings that Michael Kopech's thrown thus far and figure out what type of role he plays on the playoff roster if and when we get there. So I'm right there with you. Dylan Cease is your number one. Hands down. I agree with that. Johnny Cueto probably has to be your number 2.
He deserves it. He deserves it.
Guess what? Nobody thought that would have been. Nobody thought that would have been something that we were saying on this show in August.
I did say at the beginning of the season that I needed a Johnny Cueto t-shirt jersey when he got called up. I still haven't got it yet, but
you still don't have one?
I still don't have the Cueto t-shirt jersey.
Wow, we might need to make that happen, Sean. We might need to make it happen here soon so you can wear it on the show. But the fact that Lucas Giolito has had these types of problems, and again, we might get ripped apart for this. The start looked fine. 5 innings, only 6 hits. There was just a lot of labor that went into it. Way too much labor that went into
Tony,
3 innings.
That's every start with him. Yeah, you might get one every once in a while, but every start just feels like it's like, come on, Lucas. Come. And next thing you know, you look up, they're wrapping up the 3rd inning. He's at 70+ pitches.
Nope.
What if this bullpen was absolutely torched the first 3 games, right? You end up in a situation where Jose Ruiz is coming in the goddamn 4th inning. The automatic white flag.
Stop with the nightmare fuel, please. Stop with the nightmare fuel, because that's what gives me bad dreams. Is hearing about Jose Ruiz coming in the game in the 4th inning.